basketball mixer for the day. We got a special guest hanging out with us tonight, Darren Glover. Darren, you want to say hi to everyone?
What's going on, everyone? Excited to be here. Thanks for having me, Titus.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be a
All
fun
right,
one. So
you
you
caught
guys can let me know
me.
if the audio's coming through okay, and then we'll get started. So for this mixer, we've got everything from 1718 on to 1920. So we got two packs, two cello packs of 1718 optic. Then for 1920, we've got two Prizm cellos. We got a Prizm retail box, which gave us a Luca Auto. And the last time we did this, we've also got a 1819 optic mega box. Then on to 1920, we've got optic mega box. We've got optic fast break, optic hobby. For Prizm, we've got two Prizm cellos, a blaster, a hanger, and then we got the to cap it off. Cap it off tonight. So we're gonna have a Prizm first off the line box. All right, let's see it. Let's see if I can turn mine up any. Let's see. Looks like it's all the way up. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can switch this.
Rogers red out of 75. Rockies.
Looks like it's all the way up, so I'm not sure. I'll try to talk loud for you guys, but all right, let's do this. So we'll start off with that 1718 optic. Darren, do you want to just give the guys a quick introduction on kind of your background and what you do?
Holy smoke! Well, you caught me mid-bite of my Dots homestyle pretzels, so I apologize for for that when I gave my introduction. But yeah, no, I'm a basketball junkie turned marketing business guy. So started off working with a few pro athletes. My best friend is Tyus Jones, so kind of got thrown into the pro athlete realm, and then worked at an advertising agency for a few years, and gone to an esports gaming entertainment company that revolved around pro athletes that play video games on Twitch. So I guess that's the 50 second.
So crazy. That's so crazy. So tell me, so what was when I first met you, you were at Morse Code. What was your role there?
So I started as an account manager, which like Tyus was one of my accounts, and then I was just a good old account manager at an advertising agency. So I had a few other accounts that we did websites for, we did video projects for, and then I kind of transitioned over to more of like a new business cool role. I don't even know how to describe it, but it was a brand and culture marketing lead. So it's basically anything that revolved around brands that wanted to tap into culture, which in my opinion is sports and entertainment. Um, I would basically be leading those projects from clients that we already had that wanted to do something in the space. And then like the other half of my career was like going out and trying to find brands that wanted to get into the space, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So then, tell me about how they were able to get you to come over to Wombo. That transition.
Yeah, I mean, I joined when the company was a PowerPoint presentation, so it was a 10, 15 page PowerPoint presentation around athletes that live stream themselves on Twitch playing video games. So I was on Twitch like as a fan, like watching people play, but I didn't really understand how to use Twitch. So it was a fun challenge up front, knowing what I wanted to do with athletes and then being able to use gaming and streaming as a way to like accomplish the goals that I was trying to help athletes accomplish. So it was fun to kind of craft the business model and launch that company. And then I got to work with Tyus, and then work with a whole nother realm of 20 to 30 other athletes that some of them I already knew, and then some of them I met and developed a relationship with because of Wombo.
Can you give us a quick rundown of some of the athletes that you had, involved with Wombo with you?
Yeah, I mean, from we mainly were just NFL and NBA. So we had Harrison Smith from the Vikings, we had Marquez Valdez-Scantling from the Green Bay Packers, Josh Okogie from the Timberwolves, Malik Beasley from the Nuggets or the Timberwolves. We got him when he was in the Nuggets, and then he got traded. Tyus was a part of us, and then John Feliciano, Deion Dawkins from the Buffalo Bills. We had Kenny Bell, who's an ex-receiver from the Broncos. We had James Ennis from the Orlando Magic. We have Shemi Ojeleye from the Boston Celtics. Who else did we have? I know I feel bad because I'm missing out on probably like 5 or 6 of them. But yeah, I mean, there's kind of like that, you know, it's scattered across the NBA and the NFL. We had a few NHL guys, Johnny Brzezinski, JT Brown. That's probably like a bite-sized chunk.
That's crazy. It's a nice lineup. I tried doing a manual adjustment on the audio, guys. Let me know if that's any better. So tell everyone a little bit about the type of events and marketing you guys were able to do at Wombo with those athletes.
Yeah, it's kind of like two-pronged, right? We had our marketing that we were helping our athletes out with. You know, you have a bunch of pro athletes that are looking to create content and are looking for more ways to connect with their fans. So we were able to, you know, open up the door for them. So we were helping them market themselves. As we all know, like our favorite athlete, 95% of people don't actually know them. They're a fan of what they do as a profession, but they don't necessarily feel like they know the individual. So we were trying to utilize gaming as a way to help them create that bond and relationship with their fan base. And at the end of the day, a platform like Twitch is an actual like revenue generator for the athlete. So half my job and work was setting them up on Twitch, and then the other half of it was creating a brand.
Let's go.
What happened?
What about Trae Young Silver?
Oh, I got the Trae Young. Okay.
Oh, that's nasty.
Okay.
Hawks going to Russ Hudson. You got one of these in your collection?
Young Silver.
Oh, I got the Trae Young. Okay.
Oh, that's nasty.
Okay.
Hawks going to Russ Hudson. You got one of these in your collection? Young Silver.
Darren, do you want to mute it on your end? 'Cause I can hear it coming back through.
Sorry, my bad.
No, good. You're good. You're good. Do you want to keep going?
Yeah. Yeah. So then the other side was just helping creating a brand of Wombo. So being able to create a brand that plays in that space between gaming and pop culture. So all these influential people that are known for something different of playing a sport, they also play a lot of video games in their off time. So it was like tapping into this like, I don't know, vertical of society of like your casual competitive couch gamer, as I would like refer to them, and like being able to create a brand to be top of mind. That when you think about athletes and celebrities that game, how do you think about Wombo? So how did we create that, and what was our point of view and messaging that we could create to grow the Wombo brand? So that was kind of the high level day to day that I had to deal with. Under a $0 budget, right? Which is to deal with.
So what was successful for you guys, and what wasn't successful?
What was successful and what wasn't? In terms of what?
You know, in terms of achieving your guys' business goals and growing your reach, growing your audience. I gotta imagine a lot of those guys, it was kind of their first time streaming. You talked a little bit about trying to get them set up and that type of stuff. So
yeah,
I'm sure some of them coming in. There's one of your guys, Seth.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest learning experience was, being able to set people up for success in content and not expect people to create content on their own, putting people in the right positions to be successful. So that was something that we learned across the way is, you can't just expect somebody to get online and be the, premier host of a community on Twitch. You have to kind of educate and teach and learn them, which was great experience in general moving forward because the platform of Twitch is so young as it is. It's only going to start growing from here. So it was great to, still become a part of a business that was at the infancy of where Twitch is now compared to where Twitch is going to go in the next 5-6 years. So definitely interesting to, I mean, there's tons of, it's not even like things that you learn. It's just like you go through live streamed entertainment on Twitch and you just learn what works and what doesn't work and how things should run and how your expectations were super high. And then you forget one simple thing and the whole damn stream, turns off, so it's definitely your attention to detail with live broadcasts is definitely just super important as well.
Absolutely. So, coming from an agency background, do you see the transition already happening to money moving to those new media outlets like that?
Absolutely. I mean, it's, as I've talked about it for a long time. It's like I think the difference is, I guess, people talk around customers and consumers. It's the difference between an audience and a community. That's basically the difference between what you have on your Instagram and Twitter versus what you have on Twitch. Which on Instagram and Twitter, you have an audience of people that are watching what you're doing. But when you start to dive into Twitch, you actually start to create a community of people around you. So you think about all these metrics that people look at Twitter and Instagram are all around like engagement. Twitch's engagement is through the roof. It blows your mind the amount of engagement that happens from just the community in and of itself, and treating the community the right way, and all the little bells and whistles that Twitch as a platform, gives you the ability to take advantage of. You're actually creating friendships with people via a camera and a screen, as opposed to Instagram and Twitter. And I mean, even Snapchat and these other platforms, they're all like on your own time, passive content, where Twitch is, again, it's like flat in your face, live streamed, entertaining, community-based content. And I mean, there's nothing like it. And when you think about a brand, like trying to sell a product, do I want my picture just passively on a screen that somebody scrolls by, or do I want it integrated into something that, even if there's only 30 to 50 people watching concurrently, those 30 to 50 people are like, I mean, they are glued to the screen, actively engaged in chat. They know the other people in chat. They're having conversations. The streamer is going back and forth with them. That's the type of sentiment you want following a stream. If you're a brand, you want your product integrated into that type of environment, as opposed to overpaying for passive consumption. This is very flat in your face consumption.
Absolutely. And like I said, I think there's a lot of parallels to what streamers are doing on Twitch and what we're doing here on Facebook in this community. And we do stream to YouTube and to Twitch and those other places, but we really built our community here on Facebook. There's Devontae Graham base. But yeah, it's a place where all of us from across the country and even international can come to hang out and engage and watch some baseball cards, or in this case, basketball cards get opened.
No, absolutely. Yeah, no, this is I hopped on the Gary V wave like 6-7 months ago, and he started talking about this. I started to get involved with it a little bit too. So I got my own little collection here at my apartment too. So it's fun to
tell us about that. Tell us what you've been picking up.
Oh shit, I'm probably just like I'm following probably what you guys already know about, but I got I don't know, I got a Tyus card, obviously one of my best friends. Grayson Allen card, one of my good friends. So that's just for personal reasons. But I got a Tyler Hero, PSA 10, Luca, John Morant. I got 2 Kristaps Porzingis. I got a Cam Reddish, Kyle Kuzma, and I got a John Morant on the way. So those are my bets. The Luca is obviously like Luca is Luca. I think the Tyler Hero is like, I'm betting on the come there. KP, I'm betting on the come there. I still expensive. Kyle Kuzma, I'm betting on the come there. Cam Reddish, I'm betting on the come there. I think Trae Young's gonna make the mistake. I don't know. You guys are probably way more smarter than me.
No, those are all good guys to be picking up. It'll be interesting to see when they come back, and if we get an abbreviated playoffs or anything here, what ends up happening, because like John Morant right now, the Grizzlies are what, the 8th seed?
Yeah, right.
So I think if playoffs were to start today, they'd be playing the Lakers. And so just the fact that Ja would get to face off with the Lakers and LeBron, not saying it's likely that the Grizzlies would knock the Lakers off, because I think the Lakers are going to end up winning it. But
yeah,
just getting that matchup and seeing Ja in that setting should help that card. So it's interesting at the point we're at now. It's like time's paused, and we get an opportunity to buy or sell and speculate on what those playoffs might bring us.
Well, it's interesting too with playing cards or like just memorabilia in general these days is like there's such a it's not only just what they do on the court, you know, it's what they do off. It's like their relevancy. That's really what drives a lot of the value in a lot of these cards, where you can have a great player, but there could be a player that you might not think is as good on the court, but their card is worth more value just based on their brand value, not even their on court value, which I think is super interesting.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's right up your alley with personal branding for those athletes. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is and how you have helped athletes in the past with their branding?
Yeah, I mean, it goes down to that simple, you know, it yeah, I mean, it's trying to not live your life as a basketball player or a football player that everyone like you see on I mean, the overwhelming majority of athletes' social media channels. What do they post? They post pictures of themselves playing the sport that they play. So you think about ways to grow your brand, and it's not even grow your brand, right? You're just trying to grow a deeper relationship with fans. You want fans to become more closely related and engaged with who you are as a person. Because then when you want to sell products or you start a business or whatever you want to do in life, you want to have people that support what you do. And if all you do is post about your jump shot or the touchdown pass that you caught, you're just telling people what they already know you do. I already know you play that sport. So stop telling me that you play that sport over and over and over again. And yeah, you get great engagement on that content, but that's because that's what you're known for. I always think it's interesting when you see athletes that post content that isn't, hey, there we go,
Another
another
tray.
trait. All right. You see athletes that post content about something that's not their sport, and they get significantly lower engagement. And from an optics standpoint, that looks like, oh, well, that's a bad piece of content because it has less likes. But in my opinion, that just means that there's a big ceiling of opportunity for you to inform and entertain or educate your fan base that whatever you just posted is something that you're passionate about, or whatever that piece of content might be. So if you're getting 50,000 likes per post and you post something about you cooking and you only get 5,000, my opinion is that means you have that delta of 45,000 people that just didn't even know that that piece of content was you because they've never seen you post about that. You know what I mean? So it's like, how do you start to like create more avenues of content so that people can know that I'm engaging with Titus's page not only because of what he's doing with sports cards, because he's in business and he also likes to swim and then he golfs on the weekend and he also has a beautiful family and he also has a cute dog. Like, you have to be this holistic figure. You can't just be a basketball player or just a football player. You have to think about all the other things that you do in life, and then how do you project that in some form of content that you feel comfortable with, that deeper engages yourself with whoever you want your fan base to become now, and then who you want them to become in the future. Because as soon as athletes retire, they think about all this stuff immediately. And now you're a retired athlete, so now you've missed out on your chance to be you know on top of the world. Now you're on the back half of the mountain and you're sliding down to irrelevant land.
So how do you present that to an athlete, like, in the first place, if they don't know anything about that, and how is that typically received on their end?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the hardest thing about it, is a lot of times it just comes from learning experiences. You know, uh, uh, it's sometimes you can't sell the unsellable. You just have to kind of let them touch the stove and realize that it's hot, sort of thing. And I think that's like the best sales tool of it all. It's either you don't really believe it, but then you realize that you need it in the future, or I think this next generation of athlete that's coming into the league now, you've got a lot of high school kids they have 80,000 followers on Instagram and Twitter, right? Like, you're a celebrity when you're a junior in high school. So I think the ability for younger athletes to be growing up in this sense of making TikTok videos and being on Twitch, and now the NCAA is opening up the doors of being able to get paid when you're in college. I mean, athletes, I think, are not going to be passively trying to create content that they don't want to affect their brand or say the wrong thing. I think the next wave of athlete is going to be, they're going to be actively looking for more opportunities to be themselves. Like the people around them are not going to be warning them of all the things that they shouldn't do. They're going to be trying to educate them from an early age of all the things that you should be doing, which is a complete change in society from when, I was in school playing in 2005, 2006 to 2012 versus what it's like now in 2018, 19, 20, and then what it's going to look like 5 years from now. I think it's going to become just a natural evolution where like I started my career in that era of like it wasn't the greatest era to start it in because people are still very passive. But I think that next generation is going to become less passive and again, just way more assertive. That it's not that I don't know about it. I'm looking for help to do it, which is going to be a great opportunity for the folks that, like I'm trying to create for myself as top of mind that I want people to call me so I can help them out with it. I don't want to sell you on the opportunity. I want to help you do something that you're looking for assistance in.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's interesting. Like so many people now are growing up and putting their face in front of the camera and getting used to that because for a lot of people that's the toughest thing is just getting in front of the camera the first time and trying to figure it out. But when you grow up, putting your face on Instagram and putting it on TikTok, and it's easy at that point.
Yeah, I mean, and again, it's like that. It's a scary word, which is being vulnerable. Like being vulnerable is very scary. And if you can't teach vulnerability, like you have to just go through it because it's a very like inner core feeling that you get. You feel very uncomfortable because you feel like you're vulnerable. And the younger the age gets where you become uncomfortable and then you work through that vulnerability where you feel comfortable in an uncomfortable environment, that's just going to set you up for success in the future, which, you've already seen that nowadays with, kids that are 18, 19, 20 years old that go to the NBA or go to the NFL, whatever it might be. And you hear them in interviews and you're like, wow, that wasn't me when I was 18. I couldn't do that when I was 18. Well, it's like, yeah, because you didn't grow up like they did, because they went through the I'm embarrassed to hear my voice or I'm embarrassed to see my face stage at a much early age. So I think to your point and to what I'm trying to say is that next generation of athlete is going to be, you're 17 years old and you're like, I don't care what I say, how I say it. I'm on TikTok, I'm live streaming Twitch. Like, this is who I am. Like, if you don't want me to go to your school or draft me because of who I am, so be it. I don't want to be there anyways, which I think is a great evolution of the relationship between athletes and general managers or athletes in colleges.
Do you see any impact from the the rule changes in the NCAA to allow for compensation in some forms? Do you see any impacts of that in like the esports industry, or are those guys going to be able to stream?
Yeah,
and collect money on that?
I'll give you you want me to give you a multi-million-dollar idea right now tonight on stream?
Hit us with it.
You want it? This is an exclusive idea that somebody will take from this stream and create $1 million business out of it. I mean, when you think about the NCAA opening the doors for athletes to get paid off their likeness, you're going to want to create a business. If you want to make money from that, which is what a lot of people are going to try to do, you want to create revenue that's clean revenue that doesn't have any middlemen involved in it. And that's revenue that goes from an individual, a fan, directly into the pocket of the athlete. If you can create a model or a business or an opportunity that has that, you're going to succeed. So what's going to happen is you're going to get a lot of agents and marketing folks and management people, and you're going to get all these people that are going to try to jump into the middle of a brand that wants to pay for an opportunity. And you think about all those people that get stuck in between before the money actually reaches the athlete. That's going to be what the NCAA is going to try to regulate, and it's going to be a shit show trying to figure that out. So when you look at gaming and Twitch, what happens when your favorite college kid is live streaming on Twitch and you subscribe to his channel on Twitch for $4.99? He gets paid directly from you. There's no middlemen involved. And athletes in college, that's all they do is play video games all day, every day. So from an athletic director standpoint, my athletes that I'm in charge of are sitting in their dorm playing a video game and not out partying. That's good. So they're not getting in trouble. I know what they're doing. They're also getting paid for what they're doing, but it's coming directly from an individual or a platform that's paying them to do what they're doing. There's no middlemen, manager, agent folks that they have to be worried about that they're going to take advantage of that individual. So there's less management from the college side that I don't have to manage the Twitch platform because it's already being managed from the platform itself. So I think the next stage of opportunity for athletes is to find those clean ways of revenue based on your likeness. That's not from your Instagram and Twitter. Instagram and Twitter don't pay checks. I've asked athletes that all the time. How many times? When's the last time Instagram and Twitter cut you a check? They don't. You have to find something else, somebody else to pay you for the opportunity to make money from this community of people that follow you on these platforms. That's not Twitch. Twitch is I get paid from the platform itself. So if I'm a popular person and I drive a lot of awareness to my channel based on who I am, I'm getting paid because I'm driving awareness to my channel. I don't need anybody else to pay me for anything. And you'll start to see college athletes making 500 to 1,000 to 5,000 bucks, like realistically, every month as an athlete, just based on them sitting down, playing video games, getting into the Twitch community, and connecting with fans via that way, and creating sub badges and creating emotes and having play with us subscriber days. And I mean, there's a whole strategy component to that. I mean, seriously, it's going to be super exciting over the next 5 to 10 years. What happens with the video game industry and NCAA athletes? It's going to be like extremely exciting.
Actually, where are the decent cards? We got 2 Trey rookies in the mid. We got a silver and a hyper pink, and we're just getting through 1920 optic. We'll move on to Prizm. But
I gotta get me
how soon do you
I
think?
get me straight.
How soon do you think you see that happen? Do you think right away in this next year we're gonna see that happen, or is it gonna take longer than that?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not a fan of the NCAA, so I know that they're going to screw something up or they're going to be way overprotective, right? All the headlines that came out were just headlines. They weren't like the rule. Like basically what the headline was about was the NCAA said, yes, we're open to allowing this. And then the headline was NCAA is going to allow kids to get paid. So yeah, they're going to allow them to get paid, but it's a governance body. So they're going to control it in some way. So until you know exactly what it is that, like what the parameters are that they're going to set in place for how you get paid or how much you get paid, or I could see the NCAA making a whole new division of the NCAA where all payments have to go through them, and they take a 20% cut out of all opportunity. Like something that screws up the whole thing. Like that's not what people want, or that's not what people expected. Like in a perfect world, it's a free market. But it's the NCAA. The NCAA is a governance body that thrives off of control. So hopefully they don't screw it up, but I'd also put some money on. I'd put some money on that for them to screw it up.
Everybody wants a cut.
Well, and that's the NCAA in general. I mean, that's what they prosper on is control. Unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely. So how have you seen this COVID stuff impact the streaming world, and especially these athletes while they're not playing?
I mean, it's amazing. I think the biggest thing is that your focus and attention is not on sports. So a lot of athletes that have gotten into streaming, a lot of them have been interested in the past, but you always give the reasonable excuse of like, I'm just busy. Like I can't do it. And, you can bicker back and forth around if they actually are, or, if that's just an excuse to not get into it. But because of COVID-19 and coronavirus, it's been a tremendous opportunity to see how many athletes get involved in gaming and streaming because they have the time to do it. And then they actually start to focus on it. They're not doing it because they feel like their agent or manager told them they had to do it. They're like actively engaged, learning how to use the platform. Ooh. So when the season gets, there you go.
Hello, the rookies hollow Zion Williamson.
There you go.
It's to Phil Rudnitsky. There's a monster.
What a steal.
Nice hit. Let's keep Trey in the mid though with those 2.
Who's the dude next to Zion right now?
That's DeAndre Hunter hollow.
Hunter. I didn't even know who that was. Okay, cool.
We got a redemption here. Rated rookie signature, Romeo Langford. We'll be going to the Celtics for Mike Molesky.
So what does that mean?
So redemptions, that's an autograph that Panini was not able to get into the product in time. So there's a code that you'll scratch off, and there's an RJ Barrett holo for the Knicks. There's a
There you
code
go.
that you'll scratch off, and you'll go online and redeem it, and then they'll mail it to you once the athlete signs it.
So what do you do with these cards?
So all of these teams have been randomed off to the 30 participants in the break. So somebody owns each of the teams. So we open them up, and then whoever has the Hawks is gonna get all the Hawks cards. Whoever has the Pelicans is gonna get that Zion along with all the other Pelicans cards.
Oh, cool. How do people pick teams? How does that get divvied up?
So this one was a random team break. So there was 30 spots. Everybody paid the same amount for their spots, and then we threw it in a randomizer, and everybody gets paired up with a random team.
Oh,
We also do ones where teams will be different prices. So we don't really ever do pick your team breaks for basketball. But like for baseball, for instance, the Twins might be $20 and the Yankees might be $100.
Got it. Yeah, there's
Based
like
off of the value of the potential cards that you can get, and how many cards they have on the checklist, that type of thing.
yeah. What are your thoughts on baseball? Like, what are your thoughts on the irrelevancy of what the MLB and baseball is today and how they can fix it?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for all of these sports is connecting with young fans. There's Reggie Jackson at 59. So they got to continue to find ways to reach out to that community, and like the NBA has become such an integral part of of culture.
Go Grizz.
There's Ja, the rookies going to the Grizzlies for Aaron Nix. But yeah, so baseball has to figure out a way that they can do that. I mean, obviously games are pushing 3 hours now, and that's their biggest challenge.
Yeah. Well, what do you think the sports card industry has to do with that? Do you think that's saving the irrelevancy of what the MLB is? Like, you think that's like that's a piece of what's propping it up, continues relevant, and people know who players are because of the cards they're getting?
Absolutely. So Gary Vee's big thing is that now so many adults that collected cards during that junk era, in the late 80s and stuff, now have kids. And so that's why the sports card industry has, been rejuvenated so much. So converting those fathers that are now collecting with their sons into lifelong fans, is going to be the key to that for the MLB, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just it just annoys me. Like, it annoys me that I don't know more about baseball. You know what I mean? It's
absolutely. And baseball's an interesting one where some of the most expensive cards in baseball that we're pulling are guys that are 16 years old and they're still in the minor leagues, and they're still 3 years away from stepping onto a major league field.
Seriously, and I don't know any of them. Do you buy? Are you buying and flipping cards in addition to doing this, or what do you do in your personal time?
So I do buy and sell. I actually just got another order back from PSA today. Some basketball stuff, some baseball stuff, and I got another 100 cards ready to send off. So that's where a lot of the money is in sports cards right now, is in the grading. So if you've got a good eye for it, then that's a way that you can do it. And
so you're buying them, and I don't know what the hell the terminology is, but you're buying them fresh out of the pack before they've been graded, and then you're sending it to PSA, they're grading it, and then sending it back, and then you're flipping them.
Yep. So for instance, I got a couple Zion base cards back today that some of them I had pulled from packs like these packs.
Yeah.
Some of them I had picked up for $40 raw right after they released, and so now they come back as a 10 and they're worth $600.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's why I was
crazy.
Yeah. I'm at the I'm buying them from people like you.
Yep, that have already gotten them graded.
That already got them graded. There's a Cam Reddish right there. Take that Cam Reddish.
So the problem is that PSA right now, the ones that I just got back,
Yeah.
I sent them in first week of January, and I just got them back.
Yeah, I mean, that's annoying, but it's worth it at the same time because you need it. You can't do anything on your own. So,
Absolutely. So that's where a lot of the price increase comes in. It's like, okay, do I want to buy one and wait a couple months for it to
yeah.
come back? It might come back as a 10, might not. But
What
or
do
you
you,
could just pay the money and get the 10.
like? Why did you just put Eric Gordon's in a nice case? Why do you think Aaron Gordon's is worth something?
So this one is this Eric Gordon's a relic card. It's got a piece of his game worn jersey in there, going to the Rockets for Ashley. But yeah, so then like the Siku base, you could take it. It might be like a $5 card raw, but then if you take it and send it in, it grades as a 10. Then you know you can exponentially increase your money there.
What are you? Who's next? Who's like the steal? Who's this like? Are
I
are are you looking for already relevant players and then like that's kind of where you focus on? Or are you trying to get ooh, like this player is going to be like the next up? I'm going to try to like. I'm gonna try
Yeah, so it's a little bit of both. Um, for instance, like I sent those ones off, and I didn't send in my Kobe Whites because at the beginning of January he wasn't a big deal at all. But now it's to the point where like, wow, like Kobe White, that's a super expensive card, and
Seriously,
you
yeah,
better get that thing graded. So it's a little
yeah,
bit of both. I still think one of the guys that you mentioned, Tyler Hero, I think he's really underpriced because
yeah,
when I look at him, I see a guy that has an opportunity to really take over an offense at some point, and a guy that can
right,
put up 20 shots in a night. And that's the type of guy where I see value to where if he ends up starting for them, next year or something, and he's putting up 20 shots a night and leading the team in scoring, then he's got a huge opportunity there.
for sure. Yeah, that's interesting.
You got a question here from Brad. He said, maybe this question was asked, what role do professional athlete agents have in the e-gaming arena? Do they take a cut similar to the NCAA?
Well, the NCAA, I mean, you can't get paid if you're in the NCAA yet. That's like what I think the NCAA, like I could totally see them screwing over every young kid and doing something like that. Or they create their own marketplace of payment opportunities and just totally screw everything up. Wouldn't be a surprise to me. But yeah, I mean, right now, because it's such a small segment of any sort of brand sponsorship opportunities, it just gets roped into marketing dollars. It's just like instead of getting paid to put a picture up on your Instagram or Twitter, you're getting paid to eat a product or give a brand shout out via your Twitch channel. So they just play a very similar role of they take their percent cut of whatever the marketing opportunities are that they bring to the table. But I think it's just an interesting segment that's never been tapped into before. I think that they'll start to become like pro athlete gaming agents for the athletes that are actually good. And that's kind of like the funny thing about it is you're starting to see some pro athletes that can they can really play. Like they're not scrubs. Like they can compete or like hang with the quote unquote professional guys, like the real time Call of Duty guys. Like you've got some really good Call of Duty players that are also pro athletes. So I think that's way down the road, but I could totally see there being a separate division of gaming esports at sports agencies that just focus on video game streaming opportunities for their clients.
Is that going to be you?
No. Well, no, and you also have to think, what was I think his name? Oh yeah, Brad. I mean, it's also that term of esports and like it's not defined yet. Because like what we were doing at Wombo, or like when you see somebody like whatever, Myers Leonard, Grayson Allen, like when you see these guys, Josh Hart, like you see these guys playing video games, it gets thrown underneath the umbrella of esports, but it's not esports. It's it's gaming as entertainment. So it's like I think that's the heart and soul of what's happening in society. Is not esports is not the driver of what's happening gaming in our society. It's It's gaming as entertainment, and you've got influential people that are gaming, and that's the push into mainstream culture, not hardcore competitive esports. That's not what's driving the relevancy of video games. It's the influential individual using gaming as a form of media and entertainment. That's the heartbeat of what's happening in society.
And the fact that anybody can, hop on and try to do the same things. They're not necessarily going to be able to, but they can go on and they can play Call of Duty. They can, aspire to be like these people.
It's just entertainment, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not following somebody because I'm looking for the best player I can find. I'm following somebody because I enjoy, like, I don't know, Dr. Disrespect, even though he would say he's the best gamer, he's not the best gamer, but he's very entertaining to watch play video games. He's very, very skilled, but people don't watch him because they're looking for the highest level of competition and like competitive play.
Yeah.
They watch him because he's entertaining to watch play a certain video game, and he's got this community and he's got this whole mantra about him. Like, that's why people are watching him, and that's where I think personalities that play video games, you can make such a shit ton of money on Twitch playing those games instead of trying to do TikTok dances and little skits on Instagram and Twitter. Like, do that also, but I think you're missing out on an opportunity. If you have a personality and you can play video games really well and you're not on Twitch, you're totally
Missing out, yeah.
totally missing the ball right there. Yeah.
All right, so this is going to be our last box here. This is Prizm first off the line. So, Darren, what Panini does is for basically all of their products, they'll have a first off the line edition, which is like an online exclusive. Think of like a sneaker release. They'll do these exclusive online only versions of the product. So here's the Prizm first off the line. This is like a $1,500 box now.
Holy shit.
Got 10 cards. 10 card box. But there's
That's
some absolute monsters
$1,500.
in here.
That's actually
Potentially.
$1,500. Oh.
So let's see what we got. Jacob, those ones that I got back recently, those were 20-day PSA subs. So I'm going to go ahead and set some of these down. A couple more blanks. All right, here we go with our silvers first. Larry Nance Jr., Russell Westbrook. There we go. Siku going to the Pistons, and Larry Bird. Pistons on this one go to Frank Wieman.
Okay, Frank.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
Frank.
see that Zion now.
Come on, Zion.
All right, come on. So now we got our autographs. Jalen Hands, Blue Shimmer, sensational signatures go to the Nets for Chris Marotta. Raja Bell going to the Suns, Blue Shimmer. And Suns are going to Aaron Nix. And we got a gold shimmer back here. Magic Johnson.
Whoa.
Magic Johnson gold shimmer going to the Lakers. That's numbered 7 out of 10. Lakers to Mike Alessandra.
That's got to have a little pretty price point to it.
That's a good one. Would really have a Zion gold shimmer, but we'll take a
Wouldn't
Magic Johnson. All right, and then we got some first off the line exclusive parallels on the back there that we'll go through. So last chance for a big one here. And last chance, if you guys want to ask any questions to Darren, get those in the chat. There's Landry Shametz, Etuan Moore, and Bill Russell. These green shimmers are numbered out of 25. So that one's going to go to the Celtics or Mike Molesky.
I think that's a decent one. I think that's going to be a slept-on card.
I like that the green matches the team color. That's kind of a thing that can give premiums to cards sometimes. Is when the color of the card matches the team.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. So you'll see like in baseball, like For Bowman especially, I would say like when you get the team color to match on there, you can give a slight bump to him. And Shamet's going to the Clippers for Chris Thigpen. Phil, sorry, no big Zion this time.
Phil got pissed. What's wrong with Phil, man? Why are you pissed right now?
He still got the Zion silver, but he wanted an auto. He wanted the $10,000 card.
I just realized the chat stream is right here.
All right, let's do our recap here, guys. So we got plenty of colors, some nice rookie stuff. Love these orange ices. LeBron base. It's crazy how much these have shot up.
Really?
Yeah, so this is just his base card, and obviously LeBron's not a rookie, but it's his first Lakers base card. So,
Yeah,
so people have been going nuts for him. And so, it's just the base card. It's up to like $20 raw. His silvers are up to like $200.
Holy
but,
crap.
You get these graded, and then it's a couple $100 card, just the base. And there's the optic too.
For Kobe White?
Love watching Kobe play. He was definitely the biggest surprise this year of someone that kind of came out of nowhere and ended up playing really well. There's a couple more rookies.
You got a Cam Reddish sitting around there somewhere. I saw it, and whoever has the Atlanta Hawks, they're getting a steal with the Cam Reddish card.
Hawks are going to Russ Hudson. I think he's going to be happy with those Trae Youngs.
Yeah. Russ got the 2 Trae Youngs and the sleeper Cam Reddish.
Here's some of the numbered stuff. Shamet out of 25 Clippers. Russell out of 25 Celtics. Hunter Hollow for the Hawks. Doumbia base Pistons. Akpala Hollow for the Heats. Reggie Jackson blue out of 59 for the Pistons. Joe Harris out of 99 Nets. Terry Rozier out of 99 for the Hornets. John Morant, the rookies base Grizzlies. PJ Washington Jr. orange for the Hornets. That's numbered out of 199. LeBron purple. Go to the Lakers. Jalen Brunson hollow Maps. There's Trae Young emergent for the Hawks. Melvin Frazier silver for the Magic. Josh Hart blue velocity for the Lakers. All right, on to the autos. Did have that one redemption. We had Romeo Langford going to the Celtics. Jalen Hands blue sensational signatures for the Nets. Those are unnumbered. Raja Bell for the Suns, blue shimmer. Jordan Poole fast break signatures for the Warriors. Nikola Mirotic for the Pelicans. And then we had one relic card in this break, Eric Gordon for the Rockets. So, Darren, basketball is a weird one where for other sports the autographs are always the biggest chases for the rookies, but in basketball it's really the silvers and the base, and obviously color along with that too. But it's weird that the discrepancy isn't quite there between the autos and the base for basketball. Just an interesting weird quirk of the basketball collecting community. But
interesting.
On to the rest of the stand here. Tyler Hero, red, white, and blue. Going to the Heat for Matt Trout. Sekou Doumbia, silver, going to the Pistons for Frank Wieman. RJ Barrett, optic hollow, going to the Knicks for John Lieber. Rui Hachimura, purple shock for the Wizards, going to Rudy Vasquez Jr. Got that Magic Johnson, gold shimmer auto, numbered 7 out of 10 for the Lakers.
Okay.
Alessandra. That's nasty.
Yeah, Mike.
We got a Zion, the rookies hollow, going to the Pelicans for Phil Rolnitsky.
Yeah, wait, Phil?
Yeah, Phil was mad he didn't get an auto, but he got the hollow. Makes up for it a little bit.
Phil's trying to be greedy.
Your money mint hits of the break, both going to the Hawks. Trae Young, 2 rookies there. We got a silver base and then a rated rookie hyper pink out of Optic. Hawks on both of those going to Russ Hudson. So that's going to do it for this one. Darren, any closing words you want to say?
Anybody wants to sell me those for $0, you can send them right to my apartment.
Straight to the collection?
Straight to my half-assed, sad collection that I'm trying to grow, yeah.
What are you going to go buy right after this? You going to go buy a card?
I'm going to not buy any cards and probably try to sell these cards, to be honest with you. No, I don't know. I got nothing.
Wait till the playoffs start.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm hoping. I'm crossing my fingers.
Yep. But thank you so much, Darren, for joining us. Hopefully you guys had fun. And we're going to shift back to baseball after this, open up baseball the rest of the night. But thank you guys for joining us. And Darren, thank you so much once again. After we end here, I'll quick say goodbye to you, so hang around for just a minute. But thank you guys. I'll see you in a little bit.